Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a little small tool haul for you. This little fella here, some pliers, little footprint wrench, and this little fellow right here. Okay then, let's start with the little light, shall we? And I picked this little fella up the other week from Poundland, cost me a couple of quid. The idea is it's meant to mount onto your smartphone as a selfie light really. So it's supposed to go on like so. You see the little camera in there. But I'm going to use it the other way around, like so, for filming with. And I might be able even to make an adapter to mount it on my camera here as well. So it has a few settings. We've got low setting, medium setting, a high setting, and for some reason or another, strobe warning. A strobe. Now, quite why you'd need a strobe on a selfie light, I have no idea at all. I have taken this out into the garden in the dark to try it, and as you can see it works rather well out there. So it's got a good amount of output from it. As I say, if I can just mount it on my video camera here. I'll tell you what, I've got it as well. I use this little fella here for filming, but the battery, well, it's not in here at the moment. It started to go wrong in the fact that it started to bulge. So what I've done is I've chucked it outside now, so it can do what it wants out there. If it wants to catch fire out there, it can catch fire out there. I really don't care. Or it can explode for all I care. So that's why I purchased this little fella here. Here's the little mount that comes with the camera. So basically you slide it off. So I just got to make a little adapter to go on here to mount this on. Shouldn't be too difficult. And then I can use it on my camera. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at this little fellow here. I picked this up later last year from the charity shop where Mrs. Rathbone works. Quite a handy little thing. I haven't got anything like this before. It cost me £1.50. That's quite good. Quite like that. You can use it as like a depth gauge or for finding an angle. Stainless steel. It's quite modern, I would say, but yep, I was quite happy to pick that up from the shop where Mrs. Rathbone works. And I happened across this pair of pliers here. These are really nice. These are Elliot Lucas, Elect, Canuck, England, as you can see on there. And then on the other side we have the PW, I think it's 21636 Ultra Tensile. These are quite nice condition. They just need a bit of a clean up on the heads here. A little bit of looseness, but then again they're probably quite old. The handle's in very good condition. You can see the little picture on there. I've already got a pair of these. They're big brother actually. These are 10-inch versions. You can see the handles are a little bit more worn, I'd imagine. These have been used a bit more than these fellows here because the handles are in much nicer condition. You can't make out the picture just there, but you can on these ones. I think it's supposed to be a fly or something. I could be wrong. It certainly looks like it might be a fly on there. And there's supposed to be something written on the inside of the handle too, which you can see on here. It says, so look, tested to 10,000 volts by the looks of it. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to handle anything with 10,000 volts, because they're not like a modern pair of pliers, because these ones, you know, you could actually slip into the live ender side of things like that, unlike a modern pair which will actually stop you from doing so. Things were a little bit more different back in the day. As I say, you know, you'd have things to stop you from getting anywhere near the live side of the pliers and metal section here. But these are very nice. I quite like these. So that's part of my collection now, going with their 10-inch bigger brothers. And then moving along to the footprint wrench here. Okay, so you've all seen these on the channels before, but this one looked quite a lot different when I first picked it up. As you can see here, it was absolutely filthy, a little bit rusty. It had an old nut and bolt holding it all together. The hook, as you can see, is bent, so it's had quite a considerably hard life. I've had to do quite a bit of work on this to clean it up to this standard here, and we've managed to straighten the hook out as well. But what was this originally? Well, let's take a look. Okay then, so what exactly do we have right here? Well, when I picked it up off the stall, I thought it was going to be one of these fellows right here. The standard footprint wrench that everybody knows, with the pivot pin and the adjustment holes there. But once I got it home and started looking at it a bit more closely, we can see it's actually not a pivot pin style. What we actually have is a press pin style. This one here, as you can see, is also a domino, just like this one here. It's got domino on the top there. And to adjust these ones, you simply open them out, push the little pin through. You can see it's on a little spring, and then we select the size we require, and hopefully it should then snap into place where we want it. This one's a little stiff for whatever reason. There we go. So that's how easy it is to adjust these ones, as opposed to unscrewing the pivot pin, taking it out, moving it along to the next hole, popping it back in again. If we can line the holes up. Come on, there we go. You can do it. Alright. Simple as that. Now on these ones, the hole in this side is threaded where the pivot pin goes through, and that's how it works. These ones, somebody's the previous owner to turn this one into a pivot pin style has actually drilled this hole out here. What we should have in here is a slot, not a hole, and it wouldn't have been threaded on this side either. Here is my 12-inch pivot pin. This one's a footprint. It's got the footprint logo on there somewhere. I don't know if you can actually see that in there, but let's have a look. You might be able to see there's actually a slot, because there you go. See this cross section of the pin there? So we've got a slot in there so it doesn't turn round. And over here there will be a round hole, as you can see. So if we could pick that spring up off there, you can actually make out the slot in the side that the pin goes through. And if you cast your mind back to earlier on, you'll know that this particular one was held together with this old nut and bolt here. And as I say, he's drilled a slot out to take the nut and bolt. So how am I going to change this to one of these? Well, let's take a look at the hook for a start. Look at the difference in the hook. As you can see, the press pin model has got holes with slots in it, and the pivot pin model doesn't. Okay, let's get this back together then, and out of the way, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. In my bag of bits here, I have tip it out this little fillow right here. Okay, what we have here then is a pivot pin and a little small adapter. Okay, so what am I going to do with this adapter? Well, I've tapped this hole here, so this little adapter is going to go in that hole there, but not before we've put some Loctite on to keep it in place. Okay, so I have here some rather ancient 270 stud lock by Loctite here. This is quite old, this stuff. I'm hoping it's still going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the little adapter here onto a screw, take it up to the nut. There we go. So it'll give us something to hold it with and something to screw it in with. Next up, we'll put some Loctite on here. Righty ho, let's get some on there. Then it's dripping back into the pot again. Let's see if we can get some onto onto the thread itself. A bit more, I think. Okay, so hopefully you can see we've got some thread lock on there now. Let's bring in the handle. Here's the handle with its newly threaded hole, and run it in. Hopefully, can we get it to start? There we go. Can we get it in there properly though? Might need a little spanner. We'll use this little teeny 4-inch Fireco here so we can run it in, tighten him in a bit. Hopefully it'll go in. It's getting tight. There we go. I think that's it. Bit more. Okay, what's that like? Get off. Right in. That looks better, doesn't it? Okay, now then, the question is, can we get the screw out of it now? Let's have a look. Oh. What's come out here? There we go. There we go, the screw's coming out. Nice. So there's our adapter in place then. Of course, the other thing I had to do with the hook was straighten it up a bit, because it was considerably bent, so somebody had been giving it some too much work to do basically. I had to squash this up a little bit as well because that had began to open up. So let's have a look. As I say, there it is. There's the adapter in place. Let's see if it works. Pop it in. Hello. What's going on here? It's a bit tight. Must have come through the hole a bit. I think I might have to. Yeah, as you can see, it's the new threaded piece has protruded through to the inside, stop me putting the hook in, so I'll have to go and stick that on a file. One moment. Okay, that looks better, doesn't it? Let's see if the hook will go in now, shall we then, guys? Let's have a look. Yes, it will. Excellent. Having filed it though, will we be able to get the pivot pin to go in? Has it damaged the beginning of the threads? Let's have a look. Possibly. Might need a bit of a tweak with a drill bit. I'm thinking it might actually. I'm going to clean it out with the screw here. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there we go. As I say, we may need to deburr that hole a little bit. You can see it's coming through there. It's a little bit stiff now. Okay. Yeah, there's a bit of a burr. We'll use this drill bit here to try and deburr the hole. You can see there's a few bits and pieces have fallen out, so the hole looks a bit better now. Try again. Can we get it started? Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that, guys. It's in, almost. It's a bit tight in places. Okay, so I've just had to run a file around the pin just here because there was some interference with this hole here. So this whole hole is probably not 100% round. So let's have a look now. Let's have a look. In it goes. There we go, that's a bit better. There's a little bit of interference just there, but that's much better. Okay, can we get it back together again? Let's have a look. Hopefully. There we go. Now we have a fully functioning pivot pin press pin conversion. How about that, guys? So we've gone from one of these little fellows to one of these little fellows by using my little adapter kit here. Nice. So there we go, a little bit of work, thought and machining, and we've turned these into pivot pin footprint wrench as opposed to the press pin footprint wrench or domino wrench. Same company, Thomas R. Ellin's company made footprint and domino. As you can see there, domino. This here is a footprint. As you can see, it's got footprint all over it, and it looks like it's a 1970s model to me. Now obviously this would have had a rounded end hook to it like other press pin wrenches. This was a footprint, this was a footprint. This here is another domino. As you can see, they've got a rounded end on them. But a standard footprint wrench will have a screwdriver pry bar style end on the end of the hook, and that's what I've done with this one. I've just stuck it onto the grinder very gently and created the screwdriver pry bar end to it. So there we go. What do you think to that, guys? Okay then everyone, so let's look at the few tools that I've picked up very recently. That's the other week from Poundland, as I say. I picked this one up last year sometime, so it's taken me a little while just to get around to showing you what I've done with this one, but we're here at last, so that's done. Weather permitting, of course, the car boot sale should be on again next week, so I'm hoping to go along first thing in the morning. It looks like it might be a bit chilly though, but I'm hoping to go along next week and find some more vintage tools for you guys to take a look at. Stuff like this here. I wonder if I can pick up the first footprint wrench of the year on Sunday. That'd be good, wouldn't it? You'll have to let us know, guys, if you've managed to pick up your first footprint wrench when you've been out to the car boot sale this year. Be interesting to see what you've got. But I'm hoping to find something a little different this time, you know, footprint wrench wise, just in case there's something out there that I haven't got. But yeah, so I hope you'll pop over to Rathbone Manor next Sunday. That's right, weather permitting, as I say. Just it might be raining. I'm hoping it's going to be sunny. It says it's going to be sunny next Sunday already, so looking good so far. So yeah, if you're anywhere near Rathbone Manor, pop in and have a look. We'll see what I've bought. So see you next week then, guys.